Blue scorpion venom. Is it real venom?
Oh, yeah. And they sent me videos of them milking these little scorpions.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah, they milk scorpions, dog.
Reminds me of shark cartilage.
Jizz.
Dude, I couldn't lift 3 weeks ago. Who
Blue
knows?
Scorpion did it for you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I take so much I don't know.
Do you know what you're taking? For real? Water. That guy's an asshole. Go back to that guy. There's a guy like that out there who figured out a way to make money off of people who are just either desperate or too dumb to know the difference.
You're talking about
What are you talking about, Brendan?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me.
I know.
Our boy Brendan is back at it again. This time he's fallen for a snake oil scam, and in true Schaub style, he milked it for everything it's got, even going as far as to bring it up on JRE with Papa Rogan after he knew full well that the whole thing was complete bullshit. And this is all part of Brendan's latest obsession with being the strongest dad on the baseball field. Just recently, he posted a video of his bench press routine to Instagram saying, "Lot of chatter about my workout routine these days, so here you go. Meat and potatoes workouts, bench, pull-ups and deadlifts. That's it. No fancy kettlebell bullshit, no CrossFit, no saunas, ice baths or trendy gym workouts. Never injured, strong as hell. I go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. During the week, I fast until 1 p.m., eat only meat, and on weekends, I'll have cheat meals at the snack shack during my son's baseball games. Only goal is to be the strongest dad at the baseball field. My pre-workout is an energy drink and a mouthful of creatine powder, super meathead style. I give all glory to Jesus and scorpion venom plus peptides. Forgot to mention on top of this, I run 2 miles every day." If you've ever wondered why his comedy career fell flat on its face, well, yet again, we have irrefutable evidence of just how far gone this guy is. And the worst part is that he's genuinely a super strong dude. He played D1 football, he was a top 10 UFC heavyweight, he towers over Joe Rogan by a whole foot at 6'4", and he weighs upwards of 240 pounds. The guy's an absolute fucking beast. But that's not enough for him. He still has to brag about how strong he is. He puts everyone down around him for absolutely no reason, and at the age of 42, he's jacked up on TRT and peptides, he gets stem cell injections, he takes a bunch of unregulated nootropics and supplements, all so he can post videos on Instagram of himself doing half ramps on the bench press. But more on that later, because I've got all the clips lined up for you guys from the last 6 episodes of The Fighter and the Kid, so stick around for that. To start off with though, let's take a look at how one of Bappa's friends duped him into squirting snake oil underneath his tongue several times a day. I don't know if his buddy was trolling him or he's just genuinely a dumbass like Schaub, but this was absolutely hilarious. As usual, it starts off with a flex and ends in embarrassment. And for those of you who don't understand Shaubinese, when he says milking, he means to say milking, as in milking a cow. But he just says it differently because Bappa just goes. And so after his recent bicep tear, which apparently doesn't count as an injury, Brendan was explaining to Brian on the podcast how he was able to cure it overnight using scorpion milk.
Oh, your arm.
So my arm, right? It's been a
It
problem.
looks big.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
because it's swollen.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you. Hard work. A mutual friend of ours goes, you need to get, you're going to love this. I can't believe we didn't talk. That's why. Friend goes, you need to get on scorpion, blue scorpion venom.
What?
And I go,
But bring that up, Jim.
who's milking scorpions?
Yeah, who's milking
Who's milking scorpions? And they're like, and I go, you inject it? You know, I'm all about injecting.
Yeah.
He goes, no, it's you just take it orally underneath your tongue. I couldn't hold the baseball glove for Tiger. I couldn't play catch with him. I benched this morning.
Well, you don't use your bicep for bench, but blue scorpion venom. Is it real venom?
Oh, yeah. And they sent me videos of them milking these little scorpions. And they're only, I think it's the DR. It's a special kind of, because you can't get that fat Arizona scorpion. That ain't going to work. It has to be these blue scorpions from the DR. I'm taking real scorpion venom, son.
You are. You're putting it under your tongue?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. How'd they figure that out?
Right.
Who started milking the scorpion?
Yeah.
Who was like, grab that little dude. And they're showing me how they milk.
There's so much.
And they put into
Is there a video on that?
I don't have the video. The guy was showing me on his phone. They put in like the 4 sections. So they milk, rotate, milk, and they just keep going. Yeah, dude, someone's milking a goddamn tiny scorpion. It ain't going to be cheap.
Yeah, I wonder if this is complete
Jeez.
bullshit and this is placebo or if this is real.
Price
Oh, yeah.
per month.
That's what
don't
I
know,
want.
worked on me, dog. I'm also on a lot of though. Like inject straight BC 157 my fucking bicep.
Yeah.
So just in case you missed the graphic that Chin pulled up on screen there, Blue Scorpion snake oil costs $299 per month as a subscription. Seriously, the amount of shit these guys take and how expensive it is absolutely boggles the mind. That was like watching an 8-year-old kid bragging to his buddies at school about what he did on the weekend. And of course, he had to slip in that bit about not being able to hold up the baseball glove for his son, just to remind everyone that he's the world's greatest baseball dad. Strongest too. But thank God for Brian Callen, because if it weren't for him, we'd be none the wiser. He called bullshit straight away and found out it was a massive scam within a couple of minutes of Googling. I've noticed that Brian's pushing back against Schaub more and more since the move to Austin. He's got an exit strategy now, so he looks like he's less inclined to put up with Bupper's endless bullshit. He also looks more relaxed and happy than he ever did over the last couple of years. I mean, let's not get carried away here. He hasn't completely beaten the allegations, but having a strategy for life after Brandon is a winning move in my opinion. I can even see a tell-all book on the horizon about how he survived some of the darkest years of his life. I mean, he was literally a lolcow at one point. Anyway, once Chin pulled up an article breaking down the Blue Scorpion snake oil scam, it was all downhill for our boy Bupper.
Cancer patients around the world have been traveling to Cuba, blah, blah, blah. Studied effects of venom on some 10,000 people, but the company has published none of its research, which means they're full of shit. Demand did, however, become so great that LabioFam had to change its tack because it could not supply enough of the venom. So the company decided to produce a homeopathic version of the venom. Uh-oh. That means it's not venom. If it's a homeopathic version of the venom, there's no venom, guys. Under the name Vitatox, the homeopathic version is now sold to Cubans for 4 cents and to foreigners for $220. It is not backed by Cuba's Regulatory Bureau of Health Protection. All we have are some anecdotes that are impossible to confirm. In the meantime, there are practitioners in several countries that offer the venom treatment to desperate people. Do you know what you're taking? For real? Water. That guy's an asshole. Go back to that guy. You're so full of shit, dude. We should call him Harut Tovmasyan. Like, dude, what are you saying? Hold on. So
Brenda's still flexing.
let me just see. Let me go back. I just want to see what because if he's saying that, active ingredients.
Oh, it's derived from venom of a Caribbean blue scorpion. It's composed of complex mixture of peptides, amino acids, and minerals. It's a highly
a highly diluted homeopathic form. Okay, guys, what that means is that there's no venom in it. God, that's so bad.
And it sounds cool.
Look
to
at that
say,
guy.
Blue
Who is that
Scorpion,
guy?
Yeah, it does.
Right? That's
Yeah.
that's a marketing.
CEO.
Oh God. You know, there's a guy like that out there who figured out a way to make money off of people who are just either desperate or too dumb to know the difference.
You're talking about
What are you
Brendan
talking
right
about,
now, dude.
Brendan?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me.
Yeah, Brian knew exactly what he was doing there. Like I said, he's got a safety net down in Austin now that he's closer to his old friend Joe Rogan, and Brendan knows it too. But seeing Brendan fall for a scam in real time is an absolute peach's delight. And it wasn't as if he was curious or ambivalent about it. He went balls deep without doing a lick of research, just because he thought it sounded cool to say that he squirts scorpion milk under his tongue 4 times a day. And if you notice the date in those clips, that was actually last month, on March 18th to be exact. So 4 days later, your boy Bupper would appear on the Joe Rogan Experience Fight Companion with Eddie Bravo and Gordon Ryan, where he would randomly bring up his bicep and miracle snake oil cure, even after he knew full well that the whole thing was a scam. Just to remind you, if you didn't hear it, that company sells this stuff in Cuba for 4 cents and marks it up to $200 to sell in the United States. Now that's some solid business sharking right there.
How are your shoulders?
Good. Yeah.
And yours? Good shoulders?
Good shoulders. I tore my bicep like a month ago, probably.
Did you get it fixed or no?
Nah, man.
You don't have to get it fixed? Is it a small tear?
Yeah, it's small tear.
Oh, okay.
I've just been injecting in
BPC?
peptide. You
Yeah.
name something. Just
Oh, yeah.
dude. I started taking blue scorpion venom.
What?
Yeah, some scorpion
what are you
venom.
doing?
Some I don't know. Name something.
The brand name is Venom or actual
It's
Venom?
blue venom. They take venom and then put
From who?
peptides
Like a
with it.
snake?
What?
From a scorpion.
What
Sick
the
name
hell,
at least.
dude?
Yeah, they milk scorpions, dog.
Reminds me of shark
Scorpion
cartilage.
jizz.
Dude, I couldn't lift 3 weeks ago. Who
Blue
knows?
Scorpion did it for you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I take so much. I don't know.
Something's working.
Something's working, dude. I got
What
back
is-
on the bench last week and was no problems.
What is the scorpion stuff supposed to do?
It helps with healing. Like there's all sorts of fucking history on it.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
On the muscle? You put it under your tongue? Like,
No,
what do you do?
you put it under your tongue every morning, every night.
Bro.
And I'm like, how much say it take? I'll take double.
Is it? Is there a side effect to it?
No, I feel being
You get
awesome,
poisoned?
feeling healthy.
Does it make you feel great?
Oh yeah, I feel great.
Wow. But you're
Now,
doing a lot of stuff. It's hard to
that's
know-
the thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
That's
and
always a
and then I
problem.
stumbled upon was it methanol blue?
That's not how you say it. What is the actual?
Methylene?
Methylene.
Dude,
Yeah, I take
it's
that.
on me all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, I take
Do you want some, Gordon?
What is
Yeah, I
it?
take it.
Because I take creatine for neurological reasons and for muscle recovery.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking so many nootropics, I feel like I leveled out. And then someone recommended this methanol blue. Methylene blue.
3 or 4 times a day?
Yeah, I
I think
don't
you're
know
only
if-
supposed to do it one a day.
Bro. What are we doing here? I got too much shit to get done, dog. Yeah, this one's great from Diesel Subs.
You're like a test rat.
Yeah. When they go, does it work? I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Something's working.
One of them's
The
going to
full
work.
combo's working.
One of them's going to work.
The look on Gordon, Ryan, and Eddie Bravo's faces at the end there was the best part for me. And can I just say, we all know Brendan's a massive fucking idiot, but a part of me kinda felt happy for him just to see him in his element, cracking up his North Star in Joe Rogan, kicking it with the boys. Jamie disabled the live chat before they jumped on, so he didn't have to worry about getting roasted by the internet. And I can't help but feel that he leads such a miserable life full of redaction and rejection, always getting shit on by the internet. But in that single moment right there, when he got Rogan to laugh and then leaned into it more and more just to keep it going for that little bit longer, it tugs at the heartstrings, you know? It's like going fishing with your dad for the first time. You hook on a massive fish, you start reeling it in, and when it gets to the side of the boat, your dad bends down and scoops it out with a net. And in that moment, you see the look on his face and you think to yourself, you know what? Maybe it wasn't my fault that he left us to start a new family one suburb over. Anyway, I really got to stop drinking before I record this shit. And so after Brendan's embarrassing yet entertaining snake oil scam, he moved on to his next obsession, which is bench pressing 225 pounds. It all started with a visit to the now infamous Ways to Well, the health clinic that services the top 250 down in Austin. And while you're watching this, make sure you don't forget Brendan's Instagram post. He never gets injured. If the TRT, peptides, scorpion milk, and nootropics weren't enough, now our boys onto stem cell therapy.
Ways to Wells those,
It's sick, huh?
bro.
And so you got
I've never seen anything like it.
and they'll hook you up with peptides and all that stuff.
Dude, it might be placebo. From running all the time, I was like, they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I think just structurally, like, because all the pounding, it's just kind of f***ed up.
Yeah.
They shoot it, and when I get on the plane, and usually on the plane, my knee will start aching.
Yeah.
Bud, my knee is 100%.
What?
I ran this morning like
Come on.
a fucking fox.
Really?
Dude, zero
Like a
issues.
fox.
Now, they said it would take 4 to 6 weeks to see a benefit. I don't know if it was just whatever maybe they lubed it up and I'll start having pain in a few
I
days.
don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, insane.
They shot it with stem cells,
Yeah. And
Hey, if it works, it works.
In my bicep.
and they give you a skin infection.
No, that's not them. That's from my own. Who knows?
Yeah.
It might be AIDS. Magic's fine.
the
It's
muscle's fine.
tears in here.
And then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
It'll what?
Be 100%. Yeah, Reed.
So now the stem cells fixed the tears in his arm. Who knew your biceps could cry? Actually, now that I think about it, it actually checks out. But now that he's cured all of his injuries, Bubba decided it was time to hit the bench. And like I said earlier on, it's obvious that Brendan's fucking strong. He can clearly bench 225 for reps without any assistance, but fuck me dead, what's with the half reps, dude? I don't know if it's an American thing or even just a football thing, but where I'm from, most of his reps wouldn't count. And you can tell that it's not hard for him. After he's punched out a dozen or so reps, he slows down and goes full range, so he can clearly do it, right? But Schaub's obsessed with being the best and breaking his own imaginary record of 40 reps, even though absolutely nobody gives a fuck and nobody asked him for this. He literally brought it up on every single episode in the last month.
That benching it is very, it's ridiculous. I've shown that to people who are like, Jesus Christ.
So
Like,
girl hit me up and goes, Jesus Christ, dude.
yeah, I mean, that's crazy strong.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, you're not fully extending. I'm like, oh, you don't think I can do that? Oh, so this morning I posted, literally out of bed, no warm up, didn't run my miles because I want to do it after with my knee because I was going to see how it feels. No warm up, nothing. I put 225 on and just 20, easy as pie.
Wow.
Full extension.
What do you,
just as a warm up.
Bar, and I'm doing some CrossFit kind of stuff routines.
Do they not have bench?
So, okay. So I haven't, okay. So
Oh, you are one of
my
those gyms
chest-
that don't use
My
bench.
chest is a slow burn. I ate too much this
We're
morning.
back, boys.
Back. Did you do 37? Did you do
30,
225?
35 and a half.
225, 35 and a half.
35 and a half at the end of my workout.
At the end of your workout.
It was deadlift day and pull-up day, and I thought, you know what? It, let's end on 225. And I don't use spotters. I think spotters are for gays. And so then I did 225.
Can't even do
60
one pull-up.
sets.
You can't do one pull-up,
Not
Jen?
even one, yeah.
Can you bench 225?
I can bench a lot better than I do.
can't.
I didn't ask that. When's the last
Jen,
one?
25, how many places?
You can-
I look like I can do a pull-up, right?
I know. You should be doing 10.
I should be able to do at least one.
But have you ever looked at the stats I posted on how many men bench 225 in the world? It's like less than 1%.
That's nuts. I can do 200 or 210, I think, but 225.
Yeah, 225 is the marker, buddy.
Yeah.
It's difficult to give an exact global location because there's so many bitches out there, but it says approximately 1.3 Americans can bench 225. So it's not many, which was surprising to me. I'm not even trying to be smart here. It's the standard since high school.
I feel like I can do
Like we made fun of kids. that can
We
do it.
could work, even somebody like me can work up to that, but it's it's a lot if you're a regular guy.
Yeah, most regular guys can't do it.
Nice
Let's do it.
shoes, dude. What's up with your bootsy boots? Are those Danner boots?
I don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, but these are Brunt boots.
They're what?
They're sponsor of the show, Brunt.
Brunt.
Dude, they sent them. I've had them for a while. You would love them because the inside is so comfortable.
like those.
They feel like my Jordans.
They're a sponsor?
Yeah,
Where's my pair?
they don't want you affecting their sales
What do you mean? I'm,
because they go, you can only wear these boots if you bench over 225.
dude, I bench, man.
Dude, bring up the thing our boy Catherwood just posted.
First off, Schaub's a f***ing freak. He puts up videos of him just. I comment. You know what I'm talking about, Brendan. I f***ing DM'd you the other day. Schaub's freakishly strong.
So then I did 225 this morning 34 times. So I'm 6 off from my ultimate
Damn.
goal.
How many
But
times?
36. But I just got to get this bicep back. One hundo, and
get
I
to
think the
100.
4 I can crank out.
That's a lot of. So you did it 34 times.
36. I'm sorry, 36.
You did 36.
36. I'm 4 off.
You did 36 times.
36 this morning. I'm 4 off.
That is a lot of weight. I know. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Who knew that Brendan Schaub would go full Burt Kreischer this year when Brian Callen finally leaves Brendan for that fat mothership check and Tom Segura finally milks the last drop of scorpion milk from Burt Kreischer's teats? Bappa and Bart seriously need to join forces and start their own podcast. I'd honestly trip over myself to watch that every week. Just imagine the conversation. Brendan would start bragging about how he's the best baseball dad in the world. Then Burt will try and one-up him with the story about his daughter's period party. And then Bappa will challenge Burt to a push-up competition. And so they'll both end up on the floor doing half reps until failure. Maybe Burt can get Brendan back on the bottle for some real laughs. Now we're talking. But this is also typical of Brandon. He gets an idea in his head and goes full redact with it. And don't get me wrong, I think it's a good thing for him at the age of 42 to be setting himself goals and training towards them for his own personal health and well-being. Sure, he'll probably inspire some of his redacted audience to get into shape as well, but the guy's on everything under the sun. How is that an achievement? He was born with great genetics and he's on thousands of dollars worth of steroids, peptides, and supplements so that he can push out half reps on Instagram for a weight that he can clearly easily do proper reps with. If that's not the most Brendan Schaub thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Actually, no, I stand corrected. Losing a 3-year lol suit to a degenerate live streamer no one's ever heard of after falsely confusing Bobby Lee of trying to sabotage his marriage is the most Brendan Schaub thing you've ever heard. All this this guy ever does is punch down on the people around him. In the studio, you saw him giving Brian shit for not being able to bench 225. I mean, Brian's 58 years old and he looks pretty damn good for his age. Sure, he's got multiple families around the country, but come on, B, cut him some slack. And as for Chin, actually, fuck that guy. I can't stand him. He deserves everything he gets from Brendan. All that we're waiting for now is the Austin Podcast Studio reveal. I don't know when that's coming, but when it does, you know I'll be the first one to bring it to you. Until then, if you want to see my detailed breakdowns of all the Netflix comedy specials and all the big Kill Tony shows, don't forget to head over to my Patreon via the link in the description. There's a bunch of other stuff on there too that you might be interested in, so go and check that out. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube and hit the like button while you're here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
I feel like you got a good nose for fighting. You're like
It's
no
better
homo.
now.
You got like a button nose, like cute button nose.
Appreciate
Cute
that.
button,
Yeah,
right?
I
Doesn't he have a
appreciate
good
that.
nose? So does Eddie.
appreciate that.
Yeah.